Hey guys, welcome back to Ocarinacraft. Last episode we defeated Volvagia in the Fire Temple and the Water Temple and got the Fire and Water Medallions. Now, this episode we're going to start by taking on the Shadow Temple. There are only two real temples left, the Shadow Temple and the Spirit Temple, but they're okay. They're not as incredible as the two that we did a while ago, the Forest Temple and the Fire Temple, but they are pretty good. So, first off is the Shadow Temple, which is back across Hyrule Field, over in Kakariko Village, because that graveyard, where we went before and got the enchanted apple, or whatever it was called, the golden apple, the magic apple, I don't even know what I called it, that place is actually where the Shadow Temple begins. Now, there is a pretty cool opening for the Shadow Temple, and this is one of the temples I actually redid a while ago, and it's way better now than it was at first. I don't even remember really how it was at first, because it was just so mediocre, but now it's cool. But before you go to the Shadow Temple in this game, there's something you must do first, and that is the well. Now, you've probably guessed that there's a secret in the well, because there's always a secret in the well. And look, there's a painting right at the bottom of the well that you can't get to. I wonder what's through the painting. But here's the thing. How do you drain the well? It seems impossible, right? There's nothing connected to it. Well, here's what you gotta do. You head up these stairs into the windmill, and this is where you get the Song of Storms, which we've already had for quite a while. And he tells you to never play the song in here. We're gonna not listen to him this time and play the song in here. Now, in Ocarina of Time, when you play the Song of Storms in the windmill, it spawns a storm, the windmill starts going really fast, the guy gets mad at you, and then he learns the song from you. But the thing that happens is when the windmill spins faster, it drains the well, which made complete sense when I first played the game, but when I think about it now, I question why. But it doesn't really matter, because now we can access the bottom of the well. Now, in Ocarina of Time, the bottom of the well is probably the scariest place in the entire game. This is where you get those guys, those dead hands or something. I don't even know what they're called. They're like mummies covered in blood, and they have super long hands, and they grab you and try to kill you. It's horrible. Now, this dungeon is pretty basic. It's not really a dungeon, it's like a mini dungeon in Ocarina of Time, and I did not know what to do with it for this map. Because the whole point of this area is it trains you to use the Eye of Truth, which is an artifact that lets you see through illusions. Like if there's a painting that's fake, it'll show you through the painting. Now, obviously that's something I actually can replicate in Minecraft by making a walkthrough painting, but I can't make you use an item to look through the painting. So I'm kind of at a loss of how I could make this dungeon good, so I just did like small illusions like, oh, there's a painting you have to walk through. Ooh, the lava doesn't come out even though it looks like it should be able to. Ooh, if you fall down here, you don't get stuck at a pit, you actually go into a water pit below it. And that's where you get the Eye of Truth, which is a clock. I mean, technically it's telling the truth. It is telling me what time it is, but it's not, I can't look through it to see which objects are fake. And once you complete the temple, you get some ladders, and you might question, what are the ladders for? Oh no. It appears that the redstone did not work here. So what's supposed to happen is it opens up that when you get the Eye of Truth. Obviously, Trap Chest must have broken in some update because that didn't work. And look at where we are. We're back in the windmill. It's just an interesting little loop you go through. So there, we did the well, the mini dungeon before the Shadow Temple, and now we have the Eye of Truth, which, by the way, the reason this is necessary is because I just don't let you into the Shadow Temple until you have it. You need to have the Eye of Truth, or else the temple won't be open. So let's walk through this painting now. There we go. And now we can begin the Shadow Temple. Here's that symbol once again at the start of every temple. And here's the entrance. Oh no. See, this is, once again, as I said, it blocks you from getting into the temple until you have the Eye of Truth. And I guess if that other thing didn't open in the windmill, then this one wouldn't open either. Here's a fun fact, though. If you tried to do this same setup in the current day Minecraft, you could just sneak under it and get through anyway, because this really relies on you not being able to sneak under slabs. So when it opens, it lets you in, you have the Eye of Truth. Do you have Din's Fire yet? Because this is the one point in Ocarina of Time where you actually have to use Din's Fire. Look for the Eye of Truth. So there's nothing in here, right? Nothing in here. No buttons in the ceiling, but there are quite a few observers. Because in fact, you have to light every single torch with Din's fire. And once they're all lit, then you can enter the temple. I do like this entrance. It replicates what happens in the game pretty well. In the normal game, you just stand here and activate Din's fire, and then it sends a wave of fire throughout the room that lights everything. But this works too, just not as coolly. So now that we've lit all the flames, we can look for the Eye of Truth again, and find that it... There we go. The painting opened. We can now enter the Shadow Temple for real. So this is a temple more based on that idea of illusions and visual things and puzzles, so it's not the craziest thing. But here we have a crafting puzzle, and this one's much more obviously a crafting puzzle than the thing in the Fire Temple. You have 2 iron ingots and a door you can't open. Now, this is something that might stump you. What am I supposed to do here? Iron nuggets can't help me. I can't make any iron tools. Well, there is one piece that you can make, a quickly forgotten redstone tool. The heavy-weighted pressure plate. Now, I just think that people would forget about this, so that they wouldn't actually think of what to make. On Console Edition, this is a really easy puzzle because you have the crafting table. On Java, before there were recipes, this puzzle might actually genuinely stump some people. Now, let's head to the next layer down this ladder. This is the best puzzle in the temple. So here's this interesting mosaic wall. We got soul sand, netherrack, nether brick, red nether brick, glowstone, wait, no, not glowstone, magma, and a sea lantern. And then we have a bunch of blocks on the wall. Oh, and nether wart blocks that correspond to these ones. So we have nether brick, netherrack, etc. And in this chest, there is a pumpkin. It says, "Wear me," so in case you didn't know what to do with this pumpkin. So now we've got a pumpkin on, we're looking at this wall. What am I supposed to do? Well, let's just pull all the levers and see what happens. Okay, nothing. Let's look at the wall then. Wait, look at this pumpkin spot. What do you think this means? Maybe we're supposed to stand here. Interesting. I don't quite see anything out of the ordinary yet, but what if we look at the sea lantern? Now we can only see a few blocks. Do you see what's going on here? Now we can only see nether wart, magma, nether brick, and red nether brick. So let's take off the pumpkin. See, without the pumpkin you can see netherrack and soul sand too. So now since we can't see soul sand and netherrack normally, let's uncheck soul sand and netherrack. Oh, look at that! It worked! So there we go. That's my favorite puzzle, because it's actually based on a visual thing. You have to make the idea, oh, I have a pumpkin, I gotta stand on the pumpkin. And then you gotta figure out where to look, which is the, like, target-looking thing. If I had a target block, I would use the target block instead. And then you gotta see which blocks you can see with the pumpkin on. Really simple. Oh, also, I guess you're supposed to look through the door and read this sign that I completely missed that says, "Stand on the orange square, stare at the lantern." Well, that would help you. Okay, so it does help you a little bit, because that puzzle is a little bit obtuse, I guess, when I was trying to explain it earlier. So now let's head down through, and now we have a long tunnel into the boss room. These pressure plates do nothing. They're just for decoration and to scare you. Just kidding. Apparently they can kill you. Oh no. We're all the way back in the Fire Temple. See, I thought that the way this tunnel worked is there were poison dispensers. I thought that it shoots poison at you and it won't kill you. That's why I was being jokey about it, like, ooh, it just psychs you out. And then I was gonna be surprised when it hits me. But no, I didn't realize it actually just shoots harming potions at you. Let's see if this one shoots harming potions at you too. No? No. That one's poison. Okay, so that's what I was expecting. Where's the boss? Excuse me, there's supposed to be a boss here. It appears this boss did not quite work as expected. So this is Bongo Bongo. He's a guy from Ocarina of Time. Oh no, look, if you fall on the edge, you have to, like, sit and wait until you slowly burn to death. That's a little painful. So, the way this boss works is you shoot the hands. This is definitely the weakest boss, actually. I completely forgot this boss was here. You shoot the hands, and then the thing explodes in the middle. But I guess with no TNT, that wouldn't work, would it? I don't actually know why it didn't work. It's weird. This map is just inexplicably broken in certain places like that, so anyway, that's how it's supposed to go. You blow up the stuff, you're not supposed to be able to see this, and then you can go up and out of the Shadow Temple after one last challenge. The lava pit. I wonder what it is. Look, it's another challenge. You just go, where? And then you're fine. You do not want to be at low health, though, or else you actually will die. But for the most part, this is another easy thing to dodge. So here we are. The minecart station. This is the end. I don't actually know why I used a minecart here, when I can just make you go, like, that. Like, that's not a long walk. We could have walked that. But now we get the Shadow Medallion, as well as 3 ladders. Let's go. And what... Oh wait, the redstone actually worked for once. That's shocking to me. I am actually surprised that the redstone here worked. So this area, you go up, it pulled the grave down, the grave that says, do not destroy. There you go. You are now up in the graveyard. That was the Shadow Temple exit. So, oh, look, magic beans. We can plant magic beans here. But now we have magic beans that will eventually grow and give us access to that chest. So that was the Shadow Temple. Good temple, interesting puzzles, terrible boss. And also the boss doesn't even work in this current version anyway. Now let's head to the desert. This is the final area of the map, but it is the one area that we haven't explored at all yet, because we've been to Kakariko Village quite a few times at this point. We've never been to the desert. Let's head there now. I think this is the only dungeon that isn't in a repeat zone. I guess there's the Water Temple too, which has Lake Hylia, but there's other stuff to do there. Like, the desert is basically all for the dungeon. And that is not how the other areas are. We can turn mob spawning back on, by the way. So now we can actually get enemies in Hyrule Field. Ooh, a dead tree. This is definitely a later addition, as well as this slowly fading coarse dirt stuff here that I didn't used to build like that. You can tell. I mean, just, this map is such a weird mishmash of styles from how I used to build. Like, we got these angular dirt walls that wall you in, but then they nicely transition into this new style. Don't you leave, horse! Here's the entrance bridge, which in normal Ocarina of Time you need opponent to go wah and jump over the bridge, but I didn't want to replicate that, apparently, so you just go like that. And there you are. What is shooting me? Oh, maybe the skeleton with a bow. Potentially. Maybe. Why won't you die? I hit him twice with a really strong bow. Okay. We'll tie... What? Excuse me? Are you kidding me? This desert is more dangerous than the whole Shadow Temple. The Shadow Temple, you don't even fight any enemies. Yeah, the Shadow Temple really is not threatening, is it? It's just kind of scary because it locks you in there. Here's a cake. Here's a silver rupee. Normally in Ocarina of Time, you gotta save some workers here who have been captured by the Gerudo, but it doesn't work in Minecraft, so you just get to go there yourself. And here, we get to enter the Gerudo Fortress, which is one of my favorite parts of the map. I know I say that about everything, but this part is really cool, and you'll see why. So, for starters, the guards are pumpkin people with swords on the side. I guess that's funny. But, what's up here? So this is the gateway to the desert. That's where you need to go to get to the Spirit Temple, which we can just vaguely see all the way down there. But we can't get in there yet. Let's head up here to see what this guy has to say. Nothing. He has to say nothing, and there is no lever for us to open the gate either. So, what we have to do is infiltrate Gerudo Fortress to open up the gate. Now, in Ocarina of Time, this is like a stealth section. Can't really do stealth sections the same way in Minecraft, but there is a stealth section that we're going to do, and it is pretty cool. But it is definitely copied from other adventure maps. It's not really my own original design sort of thing. If you want to boil yourself alive, you can do that here. For fun, you know? Just if you can get in the cauldron, which I cannot, apparently. There we go. Now we are burning ourselves alive in Gerudo Fortress. Selfie time. That was not funny. I don't know why I spent so much time making that joke. Now we get to go to the actual stealth section of Gerudo Fortress, which is up here, around here. You gotta do a little ladder parkour across there. And then here we are in Thief Training, which is spelled wrong. This is Thief Training. Now, if you just try to walk across... Oh! You can't. It'll reset. Let's reset it. Let's reset it while not standing on the pressure plates. There we go. And if the challenge just completely stops working, you can also pull this lever to force it to open, but that's cheating. We're not going to do that. So let's just try, like, walking on a specific path here. And it's closed. You've probably figured out what we have to do at this point, but there is a pattern of glowstone on the ceiling which we have to follow to beat Thief Training. So if we follow this path of glowstone... Now, this thing is ingrained in my brain, so I could probably do it without the ceiling even, just because I've done it so many times. As I say that, I am failing. But, yeah. I'll show you the redstone after, because it's surprisingly simple redstone, considering how difficult it seems. Oh, man. I did it wrong again. Why am I failing the sneak challenge? There's a second level afterward. This is just the first part of the sneak challenge. There's, like... You have to do jumps in the second part, which makes it way harder. So left, right, forward, left. Okay, that was right. Whatever. Here we are in part 2 of the Thief Challenge, which, as you can see, you can't just stand there anymore. You have to leap. And I just messed it up again. The goal of the room is all the way over there, on the opposite corner, and you have to follow this weird path. I used to be really shockingly good at this challenge. That's why I said it was ingrained into my brain, because I liked it so much that I kept doing it, and apparently I just lost all my skill. Because it doesn't seem like I can do it anymore. I don't know why. This is so disappointing to me. But the way that this challenge works redstone-wise might seem difficult, but the way it really is, it's just... I put a whole thing of redstone underneath the pressure plates, and didn't put redstone where you're allowed to walk. So, if you stand on these pressure plates, they're connected to nothing. It's literally that simple. If you step on the pressure plates that aren't marked, then they activate redstone. If you step on the ones that aren't marked, then there is no redstone activated, because they're not connected to anything. Simple little system. Speaking of simple, I think I just beat the challenge, which was not simple. Here we are at the Gerudo Leader's Room. Wow, I'm the leader of the Gerudo, and you just impressed me. I grant you a Gerudo card, which gives you access to the desert. I also think you could be a good thief, and there's no punctuation. Cool, we got the Gerudo card, and now we are allowed to access the desert, which I think we'll have to wait until next episode, which may end up being the last episode of the series. That's pretty crazy. But for now, we can at least see the entrance, which is here. This is the desert. But for now, I do want to tell you all, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.